What is going on, world? What's up, YouTube? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new episode of the Gears Cast. Welcome everyone to the Gears Cast, the best Gears of War podcast here on YouTube. And I'm super excited about our episode here today. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's get into it. Lots of stuff to talk about on this episode of the show, guys. But before we get into the main topics of the day, I want to talk about the official launch of Gears Theory. Yes, guys, Gears Theory has launched. It's on, of course, guys, you can follow the Twitter at Gears_Theory. And that is going to be, guys, where we're going to be talking about everything in the world of Gears of War. If you want to join the Gears of War community, it's really simple, guys. You can join the channel. You're going to get perks. You're going to get emoticons and different emojis that you can use in obviously in the comment section whenever we do like a live stream or we do a premiere on the channel. You can use those as well. They're loyalty badges essentially, guys, and obviously this is something that I've been wanting to launch here for a while, is something that's going to be based around solely Gears of War. Gears of War, guys, is a game that is very close to my heart. Obviously, I've told this story many times, but Gears of War is really what kind of opened my imagination to what gaming really could be for me. And my story with gaming started when I got the Xbox 360, and with the Xbox 360, it was like fate, because Gears of War, the very first game, came out and was actually packaged with my Xbox 360. Went ahead and started playing it, and I have never drawn away by saying that Gears of War is one of my favorite franchises of all time. I've said it many times, guys. Gears of War, StarCraft, and Call of Duty are the big three to me, the three games that I have been very passionate about. But what I've been really excited about, because Gears of War, I feel that I have a duty to the community of Gears of War to start creating more content around Gears. I've created a lot of content on the YouTube channel around Gears of War, and you guys can check out all of that content, whether we're talking, the previous Gears of War games, the future of Gears of War. We talk about it a lot here on the YouTube channel, but I felt that it was really important to really dedicate more to Gears of War, especially in times right now, guys, where things seem a little bit off, or we may be a little bit concerned about the future of Gears of War. I think it's very important that we are consistently creating content, high-level content, having real conversation, talking on Twitter or other social media networks about Gears of War, really building a movement around Gears for the Coalition, kind of to show that, hey, we're still here. We want, obviously, the future of Gears to be very bright. I think it takes all of us, though, to actually, whether it's creating content, streaming on Twitch, talking about it in forums, all of those things, guys, are really what's going to keep Gears of War alive for the long foreseeable future. And so I'm going to do my part here on the YouTube channel, guys, moving forward. I've dedicated, obviously, a lot of time to Gears, but now we're going all in on Gears of War. Gears Theory, guys, is going to be a place that obviously you can follow me on Twitter, but you can also follow Gears Theory, where it's going to be everything in the world of Gears of War. And so I'm very excited about it, guys. The launch of Gears, this is going to give you all somewhere else to kind of connect with the Gears of War community. Obviously, guys, I love what a lot of the creators are doing in Gears of War to continue trying to push content around Gears. Even though there's not a ton of content to talk about at this point in time, it's still very important that we find new ways of creating content around Gears, and just obviously echoing the things that we want into existence in the Gears of War community. With that, though, guys, Gears Theory is now launched. It's official, guys. You guys can check out all of those perks, everything that you would want to possibly see. Obviously, that's going to be coming out of Gears Theory. And check us out, obviously, on the Twitter page, because it's for the community, guys, is what it's for. Let's have real conversation. Let's get into the show. So there's been a ton of question marks around the community as to what the future of Gears of War looks like. Obviously, guys, we're going to be talking about Gears 6 in this episode of the show, as we always do. But we're going to be talking, about the Gears of War collection, because there's a lot of question marks, like I said, about the future of Gears of War. Obviously, Gears 6 has been something that was confirmed by Rod Ferguson, the studio head at the Coalition, who obviously now is no longer with the Coalition. He's moved on to Blizzard, Blizzard working on Diablo, but he had said that a Gears 6, Gears 7, as well as a Gears of War movie were all in the making behind the scenes. And those were things that they had planned on. That being said, certainly things have kind of changed slightly, as time has gone. Obviously, Gears 5, even though I loved Gears 5, not everybody loved Gears 5. And there, of course, the shaky launch, which is something that's really become, kind of custom and something that's been happening a number of times now with the Gears of War community, is a lot of these games have been launching poorly for one reason or another. Now, there's been a lot of talk as to when Gears 6 is going to hit shelves, guys. Sounds like it's going to be somewhere probably 2024, 2025. I've said that I believe that we're probably going to hear at least an announcement or something of that nature either in 2022 or 2023. And then the game probably won't come out until 2024 or 2025. The reason for that is because the Coalition is working on other, projects at this point. They're working on an, unannounced new IP or a new game, whether it's in the Gears community, ecosystem or in that franchise in some way, shape, or form. Remains to be seen. It doesn't sound like it's going to be. But that being said, obviously the Coalition is still working on the side, most likely with Gears 6. They're just kind of going forward with this new IP first. Once that launches in 2023, which is when I believe it's going to be coming out, it sounds like maybe they'll be able to focus more of their resources on Gears 6. So with that being said, though, there's a lot of talk about the Gears of War collection. A lot of people want this similar to the Master Chief collection in Halo. They want this to be something that's echoed into existence. And I would be totally happy with having a Gears of War collection, guys, if, let's just say, the Gears of War collection, let's say, comes out in 2023, and then that kind of can bridge the gap between, obviously our time from the Gears of War collection to Gears 6. Obviously, I think that could be something really special. But there's more information and new information coming out about this, guys, coming to us in an article from Eurogamer and Vicky Blake over there. Gears of War may be getting a Master Chief Collection type treatment remastered collection. So Microsoft's big name output could wind up being Halo, Gears, and Forza. So, rumor has it, a Gears of War remastered collection may be in the works, though not remotely confirmed. So, just take this with the proverbial bucket of salt for now until we're told anything more conclusive. Journalist and podcaster Nick Baker said on the Xbox Era podcast that Microsoft's first-party shooter franchise may be getting the Master Chief Collection type treatment. So, number one, guys, I think it's very important that we put some context here. Obviously, the Master Chief Collection did pretty well. I mean, a lot of people really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it's worth as well. Halo, guys, I love the Halo universe as well. Obviously, I'm a massive Xbox fan. So, those Halo being, exclusive to Xbox is amazing. Obviously, though, Gears of War is my real passion. And so having something like this would be awesome. Now, before I go any further, I think it's important to note this. A Gears of War collection could be something very special. But that being said, I don't want this to be a situation where the Gears of War collection comes out and we don't get a Gear 6 for a long time. I think that it's important that we don't live in the past. Obviously, we have great memories of Gears of War 1, 2, 3, and I think that's awesome. Gears of War Judgment, obviously, I feel was the dark ages of Gears, but nonetheless, it's still in the Gears universe, and so that's awesome. But that being said, a Gears of War collection could certainly, I believe, be a bridge while we're waiting for Gear 6. I do not want it to be that game that comes out and then we have to wait, years upon years upon years for a Gear 6, because really that's just living in the past. I think we have to look forward to the future, and if we allow something like, let's just say, the Coalition to work on the Gears, the Gears of War collection, and then they just start working on other IPs and such, Gears of War, not that it's going to be lost forever, but it could be something that they just put on the back burner because, the community's happy because they're reminiscing of the past with the Gears of War collection. That's been my only hesitation with having a Gears of War collection at this point in time. Now, a while back, I said there is another Microsoft franchise that's getting the Master Chief Collection type treatment. I am of the belief that that is coming this year, Baker said, as spotted by our friends at VGC, adding everyone has guessed it and prompting his co-host to say Gears. So This is awesome. Now, could it be something else? Could it be Forza? Could it be a different game? I mean, obviously, guys, it very well could, but Gears of War, I think, makes the most sense because, like I said, it could be that bridge between, now to what we could be getting, in the form of Gear 6. It could definitely, I think it could help the community in a major way. Now, if you go from November 2021 to November 2022 and you look at Microsoft's big game output, it could wind up being Halo, Gears, Forza Baker added. If true, I suspect we'll find out more next month at the Xbox Game Showcase. So he went on to add, have you played Gears 5 yet? Gears 5 has a great campaign I'm happy to root for. On the competitive multiplayer front, though, it's a mixed bag. Gears 5 stalwarts Horde and Versus return like battle-worn cogs from yet another fight against the relentless Locust Menace, but annoyances mar the party. Escape mode offers something new, but it falls flat, and through it all runs a progression system that would feel bad in a free-to-play game, let alone a full-price game. So, I have to agree, with the progression system overall. The progression system wasn't great. Now, I think it's been improved slightly over time. Gears 5, to me, though, guys, I love the campaign. I love how it had that, that semi-open world feel to it. I'd love to really get a full open world. I think in Gears would be something really special. Horde and Versus mode, to me, guys, I love, Horde mode, and I love, of course, Versus and that, that competitive play that they have in Gears. Now, was it perfect? No, of course not. No game is perfect, guys. I don't care what AAA title you're talking about. There is always going to be little issues and things of that nature with these games. Gears 5 certainly had its fair share of issues, and I think one of the big things that kind of tells you that, yeah, they've had issues is the Coalition not even supporting Gears 5, really anymore. And that's an unfortunate thing, but I don't put it solely on the developers. I put it also on the community. I've said this many times, guys, that, obviously, the community and the developers, they have to work, they have to coexist and work in unison almost. And sure, there's things that the Coalition could have done better. There's things that we as the community could have done better. Obviously, at this point, guys, we got to move forward and we got to hope that a Gears of War collection could be on the horizon. That could really bridge, that time that we're waiting for Gear 6 to come out. So that's really, really exciting. If this is to be true, guys, I'm very excited about a Gears of War collection because, like I said, it's a remastered collection, which could be awesome. But I really believe that it could bridge that gap, create more content for us, content creators, for streamers, things of that nature. I just think it could really help, let the time go, obviously, until we get to a Gear 6. We also have to remember the Coalition is working on that new IP. Maybe that could be something really special, especially if it's somehow or another tied into the Gears universe. Could be something really special. But what do you guys think about this? Are you guys excited about a potential Gears of War collection? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for more Gears of War content and videos, stay here with Zero TV. Let's talk about Gears esports for a moment, shall we? Gears esports, in my opinion, is one of the best esports out there in the world. Now, obviously, I'm biased because I am a massive Gears of War fan. I've been a fan for a long time, guys. Obviously, getting Gears of War, the original, with my Xbox 360 when I had purchased that, a number of years ago, saved up an entire summer to buy an Xbox 360, and was like fate. Gears of War was the game that came with it. And ever since then, I have loved the Gears of War franchise. Have there been peaks and valleys? Absolutely. Have there been issues along the journey? Of course, just like any franchise out there. I don't care if you're Gears of War, StarCraft, Call of Duty. It doesn't matter. There's always going to be peaks and valleys with any title out there. That being said, when Gears Esports was introduced, guys, it was a really special thing, and I had seen this vision of where it could potentially go in the future. What really felt like the WWE of esports. I mean, just from the trash talk to the incredible moments to those highlight reels to all kinds of just great memories overall of Gears Esports as a whole. I thought to myself, this is something that could really go somewhere really special. I think back to when Hex, who was obviously the CEO of Optic Gaming, he saw something in Call of Duty when Halo was at its at its peak, a number of years ago, and Call of Duty was, they just had some side stations for Call of Duty. Hex went in and was watching Halo, and as he was watching it, like, thought to himself, man, I would love to see Call of Duty be like this one day. And now you see Call of Duty, they got the COD League. I mean, it's unbelievable, right? What they've been able to accomplish over the years with some hard work, dedication, and a belief in the product, in the game, and things of that nature. They've had their issues, and there's no doubt about it. Halo, which was once at the top, had fallen in a major way over the years, and now it's kind of coming back into the fray. Not quite to where Call of Duty is, but still it's coming back. With Gears of War, I feel like it never had that moment where it was like a Halo or a Call of Duty. Like, it didn't have really its moment where it could be at the very top of the shooter genre as we know it. Now, there's a number of reasons for that, guys. Could it be, obviously more mature audiences are watching Gears of War. It's, more graphic and things of that nature, the trash talk in a number of ways. But I still think that there's definitely an audience here. And so I want to definitely do my part in trying to help Gears of War as a whole, guys, because that's what we really, at the end of the day, Gears of War is what we need to see, become sustainable over the long term. Gears Esports is a part of that, and I think it's very important that Gears Esports is a part of this thing moving forward. That being said, though, we got some sad news about Gears Esports, but I'm going to give you guys, even though it's unfortunate news that came out, I'm going to give you guys, my thoughts on this, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about it in the comment section down below. So with that being said, we got a program update, guys, from Gears Esports. Obviously, they went ahead, they tweeted out, that being the official Gears Esports Twitter account, saying today Coalition Gears is announcing that this will be the final season of Gears Esports. Now, that being said, the program update is, after 2.5 years of near constant Gears 5 action, today the Coalition is announcing that this will be the final season of Gears Esports as we shift our focus to future projects. This marks the culmination of several years of Gears Esports competition across multiple titles, with thousands of players competing in hundreds of events across the world. While the global pandemic cut short our plans for live events, we're proud that through the support of our community and partners, we've been able to successfully continue the program throughout the last 2 years. As we announced last year, the Coalition is working hard on the future of Gears, but we won't be talking about that anytime soon. Make sure to stay connected with Gears of War on Twitter for future announcements. In the meantime, we have lots going on this season with the spring and summer majors, female tournaments, and of course, more watch and win rewards. We'll also be using the coming weeks to celebrate Gears Esports and look back on some of the great moments we've had together over the years. Finally, we'd like to thank everyone in the community who has played, watched, cheered, worked, or supported Gears Esports. We've had fun, and we hope you have too. So to me, guys, this is a message saying not so much goodbye forever, but see you later. Like, we'll see you later. We'll see you at some point. Like, the reason why I'm saying that, guys, is because, number one, so the Coalition is announcing that this will be the final season, but they're going to be, as they shift their focus to future projects. So what that tells me is, obviously, they're working, whether we're talking the future of Gears, they're talking about the new IP that they're working on other things, right? Obviously. Now, that being said, though, what we got here, a couple of paragraphs down from there, is, as we announced last year, the Coalition is working hard on the future of Gears, but we won't be talking about that anytime soon. Now, that is something that's really interesting to me, because the future of Gears, to say that Gears Esports is not a part of that future in some way, shape, or form, it wouldn't really make sense to me. Now, unless they're just saying that they don't want Gears Esports anymore, they just want Gears to be like its own thing. It'll be kind of just a game that you play. You can play competitively, but I feel that, esports really helps games grow in a major way over time if it's properly supported and things of that nature. So, do I think that Gears Esports is done forever? I do not. I believe that Gears Esports will be coming back whenever that next continuation of Gears is, which obviously we're thinking it's going to be Gear 6, which could be coming in 2024 or 2025. A Gears of War collection would be really interesting, because maybe that's something that kind of gets that competitive fire stirred up in the community once again. Not saying that they would launch Gears Esports again with the Gears of War collection, but I think that there would be other tournaments that would come out with the Gears of War collection, and then they can really ramp up Gears Esports that with the comeback in Gear 6. It's a really interesting thing, guys, and I think for me, my thoughts on this are it's very important that Gears Esports continues to exist with the next iterations of Gears of War. I understand that it didn't work out in a huge way with Gears 5, and obviously it's there's been issues from a development perspective, but also a community perspective. I feel the backlash the community has given the Coalition has been unwarranted. I believe that the Coalition, what they've done on their end, obviously I don't feel like they supported Gears Esports enough or listened to the community as well as the Gears pros. Obviously these are pro players, guys. They should be listening and really getting feedback from the players as well. So it's kind of one of those things. I feel that we need to coexist though, come to a really happy medium. A lot of the players were obviously demanding salaries and things of that nature. And I think a lot of these things kind of hurt the scene over time because they were asking for way more than maybe what they should be getting, because Gears of War wasn't like a massive esport yet, right? And so they're looking at games like Call of Duty and some of these big titles, seeing what those salaries are, and so they're thinking that they deserve that in Gears of War, when really what needs to happen is that we got to build out Gears of War. We're not there yet. We're not Halo yet. We're not Call of Duty yet. We got to have to build this thing. Because now, look, Gears Esports is going to be gone. And when it is, a lot of these pros are going to be probably, whether they're moving on to other games or they end up having to go get actual, other jobs and things of that nature. It's hard to say, but all it takes, guys, is us as the community as well as the developers, that being the Coalition, to really come to a happy medium where we're like everyone's kind of like within unison of one another. And I think it's easier said than done, but I think it's very possible that that's something that can happen. Do I believe that this is the end of Gears Esports? I do not. I think it's going to come back. I believe that it's going to come back in a major way, but it's really going to come down to us as the community echoing these things into existence that we need. And I think that there needs to be more of a communication between us and the Coalition. I think that's very, very important moving forward, because obviously, guys, could Gears Esports be done forever? It's possible, but I think the moves that we make now are going to help see what we want in the future of Gears happen, but it's going to come down to us, and the communication with the Coalition has to be better moving forward. But that being said, guys, that's my thoughts on the Gears Esports situation. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about Gears Esports? And do you think this is something that's done forever, or do you think it'll come back at some point in the future? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for more Gears Esports content and videos, stay here with Zero TV. As more and more information is coming out about Gears of War and some of the rumors and rumblings of what the future looks like with this franchise, I think it's really important, guys, that we talk about if Gears 6 is going to be a title that gets announced here in 2022, like officially with a teaser and things of that nature, or are we going to get a Gears of War collection announcement this year, or what exactly is it that we're going to be hearing or seeing from the Coalition here in the foreseeable future? So let's talk about it. So obviously, guys, Gears 6 is the next entry in the Gears of War franchise that I am incredibly excited about. I'm excited about where the franchise is headed, even though we've had, obviously, the program update from Gears Esports that Gears Esports is going to be done, at least for, the foreseeable future. And obviously, the support from the Coalition on Gears 5 looks like that's dwindling and winding down in a major way. Obviously, that's a lot of things that's tough for us as the Gears community. That being said, though, we can always be looking towards what the future looks like. And I feel that even though Gears, esports, and some of these other, forms of Gears of War are, kind of in question at this point, I think it's important to note that I believe that the future of Gears is still very bright. That being said, though, we as the community have got to get better, just as, in terms of communication to the Coalition. There's certain ways you can say things, guys. There's certain things that you shouldn't be saying to the Coalition. Obviously, if you're a worker at the Coalition, you're hearing the backlash and things of that nature from the community. Obviously, guys, there's problems. And I feel like if you're a worker there and you're hearing all this backlash, it's going to get you kind of unmotivated, not wanting to really work on the things that you're working on. And it's tough. You see a lot of people leaving the coalition at this point. You see like new people coming in, but what I'm getting at is there's turnaround with that. There only can be so much that backlash that from our perspective as the Gears community, because it's a smaller community. It's not like Call of Duty where the negativity comes out and it kind of just goes in one ear out the other for the developer, because there's such a huge community. With us being a smaller community, it doesn't work like that. When you hear a bunch of people talking, that's the main thing that you're hearing as a developer over at the coalition. And so it's really important that we as a community get better. The developers, guys, they're not obviously, without problems and without issues as well. I feel that the coalition has to get better at communication as well, and has to get better at listening to like the pro players, has to get better at listening to the community for certain things and getting on, when there's certain issues and things of that nature, they got to just be better. And so I think all the way around with Gears of War, we have to be better. That being said, Gear 6, I believe, is certainly going to be announced here. I'm hoping in 2022, but I believe it'll probably be more like 2023 when it officially gets announced. And then we won't see the title until probably 2024 or 2025. I believe it's definitely in the pipeline. Obviously, the coalition has stated in their program update of Gears Esports, they stated that they're working hard on Gears, but that they won't have or be talking about anything regarding that anytime soon. So what I'm thinking is that maybe the Gears of War collection is something that comes out later this year in 2022, or it comes out in 2023. The coalition's obviously working on a new IP at this point in time, which is probably going to get announced this year, and then it'll come out, next year, or something of that nature, depending on how big of a project that is. And then they'll kind of shift after that launch of that new IP or that new game. They'll shift their focus to Gear 6. My hope is that the Gears of War collection could come out maybe this year, that being the remastered collection, and that could be something that, because there's a lot of rumors and rumblings that the Gears of War collection is coming, based on from Eurogamer, based on, from a number of different sources saying that this is something that could be like a Master Chief collection just in the Gears of War universe. And this could be something that's coming out here in the foreseeable future. And this could be a bridge between what we've got now to Gears 6 whenever that comes out. I think the Gears of War collection is something that I would love to see. I just don't want to see just the Gears of War collection, then we never see Gear 6. I want to see the Gears collection be that bridge to what's coming. What I would love to see is the coalition announcing the Gears collection as well as Gears 6 this year here in 2022, telling us that, hey, it's coming. It's going to be a number of years until we get Gears 6, but the Gears of War collection is going to be that bridge between that. And so the Gears of War collection hopefully comes out here in 2022 or maybe at some point in 2023. Are we going to be seeing the announcement for Gears 6 this year? That's a really tough one, guys. If I had to bet, probably not. I'd probably say it's going to come, it'll get announced in 2023. I would love to see it announced this year so we know it's something that's in the pipeline, like it's 100% being worked on right now. We get like just a really quick teaser or something of that nature. Even though they showed that Unreal Engine, demo and things of that nature, that being the coalition showed that off, looked like there's definitely some footage from what could be Gear 6 or just kind of, like a demo of sorts. Still, we got our first look at what Gear 6 could very well look like, and I'm excited about it, to say the least, guys. Hopefully we hear more this year about it, maybe even at the Xbox Game Showcase. I'll be sure to give you guys more information as it comes out. What do you guys think, though? Are we going to be getting a Gear 6 announcement this year, Gears of War Collection announcement this year? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for more Gear 6 content and videos, stay here with Zero TV. So I want to give you guys a couple of reasons why I still believe in Gears of War in a major way, guys. This franchise has been one that I absolutely love. I've created content around Gears for a while. I love, like I said, I love everything about this game and about this franchise. And all I want to see is it continue to grow over time. And I really want to see it get the recognition it deserves from a game perspective, to an esports perspective. I just believe in this community, as well as the developers, as well as just all of it, all the way around. I believe in this franchise as a whole. And I think it's very, very important that we as the community guys have got to do our part in obviously making this sustainable ecosystem moving forward. With all the negativity going around the community, with all of the problems, obviously, with the esports scene, to the launch of Gears 5, to, obviously now no longer having support from the coalition and things of that nature, I think it's really important, guys, that, why I believe in the Gears and why I still believe in Gears of War is not only because it's a staple for the Gears for Xbox and Microsoft, but I also think that there's so much lore still to be explored. There's still so many more memories to be made in the Gears esports scene. There's still so much I think that you could to do in this world. So many more books to come out, movies to come out. I just think that this is in a franchise that could go on for forever. It just comes down to us as the community really putting those pieces in place, guys. I really hope that we've learned from our mistakes as a community from Gears 5. Obviously now with the Gears esports scene shutting down, I think that I hope that this has humbled a lot of us. I hope it's also humbled the developer, that being the coalition, as well as Xbox and such. I just feel that, obviously there were things that went well, there's things that went wrong, and that's how it is with any franchise. But I think with a smaller franchise that's still trying to grow and get its footing, it's very important that, moving forward, guys, that since it's a niche community, that we do the things and put the things in place that need to be put in place for us to continue growing. That being a good level of communication with the developers, that being just more positivity than negativity. I think that's so important, guys. This franchise has so much potential. More and more pro players, I've said this for a while, and I put this a lot on the pro players when it comes to content creation. They have a God-given ability when it comes to playing the game at a very high level, and I love that, and I think it's awesome, and I think Gears is very competitive. But those individuals should have been creating content on YouTube on a consistent basis, creating, streaming on Twitch. Those are things that are very important, guys. If you guys want to see this thing continue to grow and build, you need to be creating content. You need to be streaming the game if you love it. The other thing is that if you don't stream and you don't create content, then supporting your favorite content creators, supporting your favorite streamers, guys, is so important during this time, these unknown times. Obviously, Gears of War, I think the future is very bright for this franchise, but we have got to do our part in really pushing this brand forward now more than ever, because obviously now with the coalition, kind of taking a step back from Gears esports, taking a step back from a supportive perspective of Gears of War, we may not get many more chances with this thing, guys, before the cord is cut completely from Gears of War, and that's something that none of us want to see happen. So when the Gears of War collection, if that comes out, we've got to support that in a major way, whether it's from a viewership perspective, from supporting our favorite creators, or at least creating content on our end. I think it's very important. And it's not hard, guys, to create content. Just putting gameplay out there. Those things just are things that help kind of, the more people that are doing it, the more infectious it becomes, and more people are doing it, and it just gets out there. I think that's incredibly important. And so obviously, guys, at the end of the day, I believe very much so in the future Gears of War, but it comes down to us as the community really putting these things in place moving forward, echoing the things that we want into existence, whether that be a Gears of War collection, Gears 6, Gears 7, a Gears of War movie. All of those things, guys, we have got to put into place, and echoing those things to Microsoft, echoing those things to Xbox, into the coalition and such. It's very, very important that moving forward, I hope we've learned our lesson, and I hope that the coalition has as well, that we have to live in unison. We have to be on the same page. We have to, put the things in place, guys, that are going to help this franchise succeed over time. But with that being said, I still have great belief in this franchise as a whole, and I'm going to do my part. I'm going to give it my all, guys, to create as much content as I can for all of you on the YouTube channel. All I ask in return is that you guys hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you enjoy the content, but even more so than that, just going on to Twitter, going on to social media, guys, spreading the word of what we want in Gears of War. You guys can check out Gears Theory, guys, on Twitter. Obviously, that's where we are pumping out Gears of War content and trying to really echo these things that we want into existence. But I really appreciate all of you who have been here for this journey, and I'm really excited now that we're shifting our focus to primarily Gears of War content. I'm really excited for it, but it's really going to come down to us as the community, guys, pushing this thing forward, and I'm really excited to do that with all of you. But with that being said, guys, let me know what you all thought and what you guys think about this. Do you have belief still in Gears of War? And if you do, let me know in the comment section down below. And for more Gears of War content and videos, stay here with Zero TV. And with that being said, everyone, I hope you guys did enjoy this episode of the Gears Cast. And if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, guys. That helps out the YouTube channel in a massive way. Subscribe if you're new. That way you get notified every single time a new video comes out on the YouTube channel. That being said, guys, if you want to join the Gears Theory, which is everything in the world of Gears of War, you guys can definitely check that out. Joining the channel, guys, helps me out at the same time with creating more and more Gears of War content for all of you. But it also gives you some really cool perks and things of that nature for joining, like custom emoticons and emojis and things of that nature in the live chats, as well as in premieres and in the comment section down below. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for the support that all of you have been giving me. I'm excited to continue producing and creating as much Gears of War content for all of you as we're waiting for what the next thing in Gears of War could very well be. That being said, everyone, hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay positive, just keep grinding, and as always, I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. Peace.